Hello, hello. Welcome, everyone. Hope everyone's doing well. Welcome back to the stream. Hopefully you found us if you are in an EMEA-based country and the time difference hasn't confused anybody with daylight savings in America. There are 3 weeks where the UK is different in time zones, so the next couple of weeks are going to be interesting streaming. But Yury, how are you doing?
Great. Hi, Steph. Thank you for having me today. Yeah, actually, time difference is great. I like these 3 weeks because now we have better overlap with US in terms of working hours. Much easier to schedule calls.
All the meetings shift.
And then it all disappears again.
Go back to the massive time difference, which we don't mind. But yeah, how's things going? Now, I am going to kick off quickly by saying today's episode, we're going to be talking about updating a legacy version of the optimization data collector. Now, this is going to be an interesting episode, mainly because I have avoided our preparation for it. Yury is probably very nervous, but we're going to have a good time. It's going to be fun. What we're going to do is we're going to be updating a version on my account that's quite old, and we want to see how it's going. And so if you follow all the instructions, all of this should work super well. Of course, my version, I might have done some changes to it. It might be pretty old. I might not have listened to all the steps. So we're not really sure. We're going to go through and we're going to update it using the instructions to make sure that we can continue using this and all the great advancements of the new version of the optimization data collector, or the ODC as we call it. So stick around to see us do that. And we'll also be doing a demo of what changes came up with this new version so that you can make sure that you do it well in your own accounts. I'm going to call out quickly why I'm wearing my Knuff shirt. I just want to say if anybody cares about films, we talked a lot about films on this show. The Oscars performance that Ryan Gosling did was amazing. So I also have, I'm like tempted to bring this up, but I realized I could go really Ken and I could like pull the cowboy hat out.
Oh, wow.
And I could wear this for the whole episode. Comment in the chat if I should wear this for the whole episode. I should do a poll on it. But I'll do the intro because it's a bit of fun. So welcome everyone to the Keys to AWS Optimization, the show where we share stories, concepts, and solutions to help you unlock your spend at AWS. My name is Steph Gooch, and I'm a senior optimization advocate here to help you with all your FinOps questions. The chat is going wild for the hat. I'm going to keep it on for a while. There's going to be questions. I love it. And I love how someone immediately put one in thinking there was a poll when I haven't opened it. And also, cool guy Trav, throw out the GIF, throw that GIF in there or that emoji every single time you see me. I love it. And today I have with me Yury, who has been on the show many, many times. But Yury, do you want to introduce yourself again, just to remind the guys who you are?
Yeah, hey everyone. I'm Yury. I'm Principal Technical Account Manager at AWS, based out of Luxembourg. And I'm also very passionate about FinOps. And you also might know me as a co-author of Kudos Dashboard and lead of Cloud Intelligence Dashboards team.
Love it. And as always, we talk about these Kudos dashboards all the time, and we know fans of the show love it. Some love throwing out in the chat. Cosplayer, we love CID and Kudos. Ooh. And Yury is a pro. He's always ready. He's ready to rock and roll. Yeehaw for the hat.
Yes, Eric is too kind. Eric is too kind.
Love this. Okay, so before we jump into our kind of deep dive onto updating this deployment, we just wanted to shout out that if you are fans of Yury and I, and you are based in London, great news for you guys. We are actually going to be speaking at the Member Summit in April. I've just blanked. The 18th of April in London. Yeah. Let me share this here. And our session is going to be on the 3 watts of waste. So cloud waste came up as a big part of the State of FinOps survey. You can go check the episode out that Savannah and I did on that. And we wanted to highlight this. We wanted to show you how you could optimize your waste for the cloud. So Yury, do you remember what the 3 watts were?
No, I remember first one. No, like the most important part is, first of all, it's important to figure out what is cloud waste, right? So we need to define what exactly we consider as cloud waste before doing anything else. And then the rest, I give word to you, Steph.
Yeah, my creative title. So yes, definitely. What is waste? What do we define as waste? This will be an interesting talk in itself. Then what do we look for? What are the signs of waste in your data? And finally, what do you do next? How do you correct on that waste and how do you prevent it in the future? So make sure that you sign up for that. It's a great session. It's going to be so much fun. And you can obviously come say hi and get a sticker from me, which is going to be obviously one of the best parts. Right, let's get into it. So I'm going to take the hat off for a little bit. Maybe it'll come back on later on in the show when I have some spice to it. So today's show, we're going to be optimizing or updating the optimization data collector, which is something that I made. And then Yury and Yakov, who you've met before, have definitely improved. And it's been even further improved recently. And so we wanted to, I realized recently, actually, I was with a customer and they had a very, very old version of this deployment. And I went in and we helped them update. And I was like, this is quite an interesting challenge because it's been a long time since the first one was deployed. And we want to make sure that customers know how to do this upgrade. And Yury was like, well, don't worry, we have this documented, which is great. So we're going to run through that. We're going to show you how it's going to work. And I will caveat, we haven't tested this on my account, so we don't know what's going to happen. Hopefully it's going to go well. And hopefully, but I also kind of hope there might be some errors so that we can catch and give you advice. But chat, we're going to be needing your help. If we get stuck at all, please feel free to put any suggestions, any comments in, and let us know what you're thinking. And before I forget, always need to remember, don't forget if you are watching us on YouTube, then don't forget to like and subscribe and make sure that you get more announcements and updates like this episode. Okay, without further ado, let me bring up my share screen and we can actually dive into this.
Data collection is a solution which every customer can deploy in their organization. And what it allows to do is to collect different kinds of optimization data which you might want to need to have when you want to explore your workloads or what you can optimize, such as like compute optimizer recommendations, trusted advisor recommendations, or even things like resource inventory, like your details of your RDS databases and engine versions and some other details, or cost anomaly data. So it basically allows you to create like optimization data lake with a set collection of AWS Lambda functions, or like step functions, which we use now in new version, and pull data from AWS APIs and store it in S3 bucket, centralized S3 bucket, and for your entire organization. And you actually can combine data from multiple management or payer accounts in one single place. And then you can either query this data with Athena, or you can use Cloud Intelligence dashboards, or you can join with any other sources you might want to come up with. So that's data collection lab in few words. And recently we released a new version of this data collection lab, v3. We switched architecture to step functions to make it more performant and more scalable and much easier to track the status of the each collector execution. And obviously, you might want to update to new version, right? We also, with the new version, introduced a couple of new modules for data collection, like cost optimization hub module, then enhanced RDS inventory. So there are quite few reasons to update, I would say. So that's what we are going to do today. And Steph is going to actually, like, she has environment where like you didn't, like, you deployed it a couple of
yeah, it's my version of it. So for anyone who doesn't know, I made the first one. It stemmed from an original lab that was about collecting organization data, so account names, OU, and then it kind of grew into this data lake, collecting different information. And then I became friends with Yury and Yakov, and we made sure that we connected this to the trusted advisor data and the compute optimizer data, and it grew over time. And then some much smarter people than me made sure that it was a lot more structured, a lot more rigorous, and improved it with things like step functions rather than SQS queues.
Yeah.
So things have changed. And like Yury said, there's some really cool new modules. So go check in your accounts. If you do have this, maybe come back, watch the video and do it with us. And you can
Steph, if you scroll up a bit, and there is a list of modules. So scroll up, and there is, you see the list of modules on GitHub on top. Yeah, so you can click on here, and you actually can see all the modules which you can use and you can enable with this data collection lab.
Perfect. Okay. All right. Let's get into the update. So let's go over to my AWS account. So in here, we're going to go into my CloudFormation and find the old version. So here we can see all of the optimization data collector stacks, all routed from this optimization data collector main stack. And if I go on my resources, I can see this is connected to all of my different modules that I've deployed. Yury, is there a way to check if it's an old version? Is there kind of a parameter, isn't there?
Yeah, absolutely. So if you go to stack info,
info.
yeah, stack info, in description, by default now in version 3 we put it's like explicitly version 3. So if you don't have versions there, so it means that you have older version. And you can go to the lab back, and let's go to update instructions. So I think it would be nice to follow update. Yeah,
follow the instructions.
Yeah, and as you can see, we actually tell about this. You can check the version of existing data collection description in CloudFormation stack. So if you have v3, it means that you have the latest version. And even if you have v3, we still constantly releasing new versions, and folks like Eric, Julio, Yakov, and like wider team actually working relentlessly on adding new modules, adding new features. And if you have already v3, you can use this first two steps, so update within the same version. So once we have new version released, you can update within the same version. But if you're in situation like Steph is, you can use this guide update from legacy versions.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what we're going to do today.
All right, so update from legacy version. Let's go into it. So in this example as well, I have set all my deployment is in the management account. So I've only got one account in this organization. So it's just simplifying it a little bit. So, and just to shout out, Floyd is we have a minor update release every few weeks. So it does pay to be making sure that you're checking and updating these things as regularly as you can. Also, a small shout out. Can we get this as a sticker? I'm going to try and get this as a sticker for sure. That is a goal of mine. Okay. So Yury, I'm going to flow, come correct me, and I'll be reading through the docs and just correct me if I'm doing anything wrong. Yeah?
I won't. Let's pretend that you are a customer.
No, stress. Okay, yeah, pretend I'm a customer. People in the chat as well, let me know how I'm doing if you think I'm doing something wrong as well. So I'm in my management account, and I am going to launch the permission stack by clicking on the launch button, I'm assuming. Now, immediate question, and I know the answer, but I've already got a management stack. Is this going to affect my original one?
The management is what's the question again? So
I have this old one that's my original, the version, let's call it version 2. And if I deploy this one, this is going to be okay, right? Because it's got the CID name stack in front of it.
Yes. So we are going to update it, and you are now in step 1. So step 1 actually is deployment of permissions. Yes. So we need to because we have more modules, so we need first to make sure that you have all permissions required for the new version. So this part is just about permissions for now.
Cool. All right, perfect. List of OU units. So let me go and get my organizational units. Open tab. So take this, pop that in there. Are you allowed to create? Yes, I am. And I'm going to just include everything because I can't remember what I had before. So I'm just going to go OTT and add it all.
Yeah, this one will
all
deploy.
The permissions.
Yeah, it will deploy just the permissions. So it will deploy all necessary roles and policies, which then the data collection lab would be able to assume the step functions which running in the core of this engine will be able to assume.
Awesome. Okay. And as it's deploying, we've got a comment. So we've got Floyd on here, it says Floyd, who is one of the people who helped create this. So you will install the new permission stack first, which is this. This now simplifies as one stack with 2 nested stacks for management and linked accounts. So this has already simplified some of the process. And maybe we can, at the end, go through some cleanup sections here on stuff that I don't need anymore. Interesting.
Yeah.
This is the test now. Live deployment of CloudFormation. The stress.
What could go wrong, right? So.
What could go wrong? Got a question. Thanks. While we're waiting for deployments, guys, please throw us questions because we'll be vamping on top of this. So would you recommend, Steph, to delete the old management stack after successful deployment of the new stack? So that's a good question, actually, which is what we're kind of alluding to. So once we've deployed everything new, I can get rid of all the old stuff, right?
We are going to update it actually. So your all stuff will
what
be.
What about the old role? So this old management stack.
The old.
Probably delete the old one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. All right. It's good. We'll do that at the end. We'll see how it all goes. All right. Let's double check. Create's happening. Okay, great. Thank you for the questions, guys. We will. Oh, you've had yes confirmation. We will delete the old one. And I'll come back to those questions when we're next doing some deployment. Okay, so I've got a new management stack. What does this actually make for me? So the read-only stack and the management account and data collector. Okay, anything important here, Yury, you want to highlight?
Yeah, just what was in the comment before that it deployed. You see a couple of stacks and stack sets. So actually, like everything now rolled out. You just can have a look on which stacks are deployed with this one. But yeah, if it's create complete, I always love to see this message, and then we can move on. First step done.
It's like hallelujah. the first one's done. Okay, back onto it. So I've launched this. Yes, tick, 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 we've done. Okay, step one done. Nice and easy. Success so far, but let's not get too cocky. Let's update our original stack. So the URL to the latest data collection section is here. So just to clarify as well, this is a different link to the one you used to use in your CloudFormation deployment. So you're going to have to replace this is what this is going to be. So by doing just an update on the CloudFormation won't do enough. You want to make sure you get this. Oh, quick comment. Make sure to note the value of your settings. It would have regions. Is that I just need to pay attention to what I had before? Is that okay?
Yeah. So you can open your existing stack and have a look in parameters.
Yep. Where's it gone?
Those are the roles, and yeah. So parameters, and you can see the regions. Maybe paste them somewhere to the notepad.
Let's put here so we have it. Okay. Copy link. Let's try this. All right, and now I'm going to update. Yep. And replace. Paste in here. Next. Okay. And these are my regions. Thank you very much for copying. Well done for us for reading the instructions. Everything else. I can't tell you how many times people say in an email, "Oh, it's broken." I'm like, did you read the instructions? That's why I'm trying to be really on it with the instructions. And let's go for yes. And I'm just going to add anything that says yes. Okay. Next. All right, while that is running, let's have a look at some other questions we have coming in. Can we install this on a non-payer account? We install Kudo CIDs in a separate non-payer account in the same organization as the payer. The answer is yes, but Yury, do you want to elaborate on this at all?
Oh yes, and this actually recommended. So what Steph has done is anti-pattern. It's like don't do that.
I only have one account.
Yeah, don't do it at home.
Yeah,
don't
exactly.
Don't deploy everything in management accounts. So we actually want you to deploy. All right, okay.
First error. There should be. Richard can keep track of how many errors we've got. So we've got one error. It's going to be like reinvent all over again. The bucket already exists. Okay, so yes, because now let me just double check. This is the original bucket that we had.
Mm-hmm. No, it should be the same.
Oh, hang on. It's just my naming thing is on. Let me turn this off.
So this is the original bucket where you have your previous version collecting data, right?
Yes. So, okay, this is interesting. We're going to be looking to our handy chat leader to provide any feedback on what we should do. So, it's already trying to create a new bucket. That can't be right.
Where do you see it? So
Well, because the events were that the bucket policy. Wait, hang on. Where'd it go? Read the
yeah.
error. The bucket policy already exists on bucket. So do you think we should delete that bucket policy? That might be a bit of
We
work
could
around.
try. We could try
Yeah,
because
let's try.
that's probably something that you might have customized actually.
This is a good point. Yeah. So if, again, we said this earlier, if you did any kind of individual customizations or edits, this might change it. Or so give it a try. We'll give it a try. So let's delete this bucket policy.
Fingers crossed.
And delete. This is good. We wanted the errors. Well, I wanted the errors.
Yeah, it's good.
Okay.
It's good.
All right, let's give this a refresh. And let's try again. So replace template. And let's grab the URL. Paste. Grab my regions.
In this demo, we actually want things to break, so we want to discuss how you can fix them if you have something like that. So it's okay to have errors today.
If anybody saw me at reInvent, there was like a planned error I did in my code talk, and that was like the same thing, but like we wanted this to happen. All right, let's have a look at these questions. We've done the non-payer. Do you need to define every region you are in, or just the region the data collector stack is in? Now, I believe for Compute Optimizer, you need to decide, or you have to say what regions that you want to collect data from. Is that right?
Yes, that's correct. So, for example, for Trusted Advisor, if you deploy Trusted Advisor module, you really don't need to. But for Compute Optimizer, because APIs are regional, so we and it delivers data only to regional S3 buckets. So we need you to specify every region where you want it to be enabled.
Right. Okay. And just as if you've joined us, you see some more people have joined us. So welcome everyone. If you're joining us, we are updating the optimization data collector. So you might have seen this before on the Cloud Intelligence Dashboard Framework. There is the data collection to create a data lake. And I have a very, very old version in my account. So Yury is helping me update it. So if you have an old version, you can come check this video out back on YouTube maybe to make sure that you can update it too. Just as a reminder, you can check out our YouTube on there. All right, let's see how we're doing. Okay, this is a little better. We're getting some good updates.
Yeah,
We'll leave that to run.
Now we have each modules being deployed.
Perfect. All right, we've got another question. Can we create net new custom QuickSight dashboard functions or a new report tab on top of Kudos CID? I'll leave that to you.
You can customize everything in Kudos CID because it's fully open source. Yes, so like QuickSight dashboard can be saved as analysis in QuickSight, and you can see every single tab, every single calculation, and you can build on top. Yes, so we want you to build on top as well. So to adjust to your use case, to your need. We know that in FinOps there is no such thing as one size fits all, right? So I remember from latest report of from FinOps Foundation, from State of FinOps, it's like on average customers have around 4 FinOps tools, so use 4 FinOps tools. So it's very interesting. So that's why ability to customize is key here, right? So you can create new tabs, you can create new visuals. You can also join a couple of data sources. So for example, you can join cost and usage report data and like data sets which we use in Kudos with new data sets which you get with this data collection lab. So for example, joining your spend data and your AWS budgets data, which opens pretty interesting use cases.
Yeah. Okay, we've got one more question and then we'll go back to the demo. So we are in more than half of the AWS regions. Therefore, scanning every region would be easier than defining over the 20 regions. So Yury, is there a reason why you're not just scanning everything and making people decide what regions to get data from?
Yeah, it's not just it's not like with scanning. Yes, so you specify in which regions you want it to be enabled, in which regions you want to provision these resources. Many customers have regions, so like there are two things to consider. First of all, not every region enabled by default. Yes, there are AWS regions which you need to opt into, right? So if you try to scan every region and you haven't opted into, it will fail. Another thing is that many customers have service control policies, so SCPs on organizations, which allow list particular regions where they have workloads, and they deny use of any other region apart from allow listed. So that's why it's we cannot tell that, look, we will deploy this in every single region for you, because there are high chances that you don't want that as well, because your security doesn't allow that, your policies and things like that. So but 20 listing 20 regions comma separated, it's one time operation. So I understand that it's a bit challenging, but it's one time, so you do not need to do it very often.
One thing I wanted to also showcase while we were here was that my stack has been running for a couple of years now. So I can go into my S3 bucket and I can see all of my different modules, and let's go into could be optimizer. Oh,
is it the correct bucket? I think you should have a bucket with account ID, no? So you can
yeah, it's there we go. This is the right one. It's just the name change. Oh, there's loads of weird data in here actually.
Let's check in parameters of CloudFormation templates. Okay.
This is the right one. It's just my word,
okay.
or it's just replaced it. It's just cached on this. So for example, in my budgets, I've got all of 2023 data is all in here. And so what we're going to look at next, hopefully once everything deploys, is we have to migrate this data to the right folder structure, right? So there's a script that's going to be run. So you don't have to sit there manually kind of moving files across. There is a script that we're going to run to hopefully move everything. So that'll be the thing we do next. Let's have a look. Oh, good question. Thanks, Yury. Can the customized Kudos dashboard be upgraded? It is manually inclusive. We need to redeploy the custom reports, tabs, functions after upgrading.
Yeah, that's a good question. So once you customize the dashboard, you basically you make a fork of default version, yeah, which we supply, and once we release a new version, you can update your initial dashboard, Kudos dashboards, AD dashboards to the new version which we released, but your customized version stays the same, so it's untouched. So it also helps to kind of make sure that your customized version won't be updated or won't be changed without unexpectedly. But and that has some consequence that actually you cannot, you don't get updates into your customized version as well. So it's pros and cons there because of that. So we are actually working with QuickSight team to simplify that experience, because we hear from many customers that they want to bring have an easier way to bring new visuals from new version of Kudos to their customized version. So we are working with QuickSight team to make this experience easier. Hopefully in this year we should be able to bring you some good news.
Okay, it looks like a lot of green, I'm going to say, which is a good thing. Let's see how we're finishing up here, the last couple of bits. So I'm going to go over and just into our notes to see where we're at to. So we've done this, we've updated, we've replaced the stack, we've left everything as default, we've done the ticks. Okay, so it looks like when this is finished, this is the end of section 2. Looking good. Yep. Run the migration script. So do you want to talk, Yury, about what this migration script is actually doing for us?
Yeah, it's quite simple. So the script, in new version, we change the folder structure of where data is going to be collected. And because you have older version with older folder structure, we just want to make sure that you can easily move the data from old folder structure to new one. So that would help you then with the future updates to just keep up without need to move in data. So it does just the movement of the data from old folders to the new folders and nothing more.
Perfect. Okay, good summary. Going back to this, I think it's at the tail end We're at the very last bit. Any other questions about FinOps or general kudos questions, please feel free to pop them in the chat. I will be, for everyone knows, I'm going to cut this episode down a little bit to have a summary of how to do this. So if you want to watch this again on YouTube, then you absolutely can. This is always the bit. It's the waiting game of the last bit of deployment. I wonder what's it doing. Let's have a little look. Let's go. I think it's just on our resources. Update. What's it doing?
All right. So
where's
let's have a look. So a bunch of nested stacks already deployed. Account collector module updated. Like a lot of stuff already updated. So yeah,
it must just be the very last. I don't know what the last bit is. It's still in progress here. Do you think we could start the migration now, or do you think we should wait?
Yeah, I think. Wait a second. So it's update complete. I think cautious of time, we can move on. So we can just
here
say.
we go.
Yeah,
it's saying something else.
1 second. Can you scroll up? Scroll up.
On which side? The left side. That's the top.
Okay. Let's have a look again on that error, because it seems like there is like some module updated and one is. Yeah.
So this is the old compute optimizer bucket, which I think was deployed using StackSet. I'm not sure. Yeah, StackSet compute optimizer. So it looks like this has failed. We don't need this anymore, then I'm assuming.
Compute optimizer buckets are actually needed. Well, let's read the message. The bucket you're trying to delete not empty, you must delete all. And let's have a look. Let's scroll down. So it does create complete, create, replica policy. No, it's from 2022. Look, it's now we see when you actually deployed the initial version. So let's go to delete in progress, delete. Yes, I think it deletes it, and then it couldn't delete the bucket, which is not needed. But it's okay. I think we can leave it because it's we can clean up it later. Yeah.
We'll do the cleanup later.
Update complete. Look,
it's done. Yay! Round of applause.
Yeah. So the bucket. We couldn't delete that bucket, but it's fine. We can clean up it later. Yeah. So let's just run the script.
Yeah. So we're going to run this migration script to take the folder structure that we have and move it into the new folder structure. So yay from Floyd. He's like, yes, it's working. Okay, so the workshop updated for multiple management accounts. The migration script moves your historical data. You can run this in Cloud Shell. So straight away, let's pop into my account. Let's open up Cloud Shell. And let's have a little look. Preparing terminal. So I'm assuming I just paste this, and then I need to. Oh, yep.
Yeah. Oh, no. And now you run the script. What you need to provide.
Does it matter that there's an error?
Huh?
Oh, it tried to do. It tried to do the.
You just did two commands. Yeah. First, you download the script, and then second, it's you run command. You need to provide a name of the bucket to the script. Yeah.
Copy. Oh, what's it doing?
No, it's okay. It will reload terminal now. It's good.
There we go. Okay, so I've got Python, the Python script, and name of my bucket. All right. I remember. Oh, I thought that was going to be longer. I had a funny anecdote about when I was at my past job. I remember someone doing like a Yum update. What? Oh yeah, they're doing like a Yum update, and then like when you do that, I think it was a Yum update, and like your whole screen is like this, but like for ages, doing like a big update. And then someone who wasn't really techie like looked at this girl's laptop and was like, "Whoa, are you hacking into NASA?" And they were like, "No, I'm just like updating my laptop." Like it was the most awkward thing. It was like the most basic command to get all this data. Cool. All right, so that looks like it's done it. So now if we go back into my bucket. And close this.
Just want to share stuff. I don't know if I can share here a link or I can
pop it in
to you. And so I think we recently launched an update or like improvement for CloudFormation, and all the CloudFormation deployments should become faster now. Maybe it's also a bit of a reason why we managed to complete it faster than expected.
Oh, wow. Okay, let's go into that in a second because that'll be interesting to chat through. So this was my original bucket structure. And so this is what it was. So I'm assuming now, so it's budgets, budget data, payer. Is this going to change at all? Is this going to be
You can go up. So go up to the bucket on top, and now you can run a script and we will see.
So this is the
Have you run script already?
Yeah, finished.
Oh,
Yeah,
oh,
it was
okay.
very short.
Yeah, there were some changes. So in some older version, we had, for example, trusted advisor data was stored not in like top level folder, but it was under, I don't remember,
See
request folder or
here.
something. Yeah. You see, and now we have trusted advisor data. Yeah, so that's the folder where it's it like trusted advisor data is a new folder where it resides. So I think you already probably had like the version where the folder structure was pretty much
okay. Was
yeah.
good. Okay, perfect. All right, let's go back to our instructions.
Yeah.
So step 3 done. Step 4 cleanup. So now we can go in and do what we were talking about at the start, which is we can go in and delete the management role. So we're looking here for the management role, delete stack, and then delete the stack sets as well. Is that right? Wait, let's do one thing at a time.
Yeah.
Jay said. Read the instructions. Management role. Let's delete. Wait. Yeah, delete the old one. So just again to clarify, this is the old one because there's no CID at the start. So we can delete this, delete, let that continue. And then once we've deleted the management stack, yes, we'll be done. Confirm the stack was deleted. And then the read-only stack. So before read-only stack sets were done in the management account. So I don't know if I have any because this is just a single account. So, okay. So I have data row.
Yeah, there is.
Ooh, okay.
No, I think you don't have.
Let's
don't have it.
What's it called? Optimization data row stack.
Actually,
yeah,
if
this
you
is it.
deploy everything. 1 second. Yeah, open it. Let's look. Yeah, that's the one. Yeah, correct.
Yeah. Okay.
Actions. Yeah. So because you were deploying it in single account. Okay. Good.
Cool. All right.
Yeah. So I think because it's in a single account, it was just like it just didn't deploy anything because you don't have linked accounts. So
yeah. Okay. And then that's delete completed as well. All right. So that must mean all the way delete stack set done. We did it.
Awesome. Fantastic.
I think that's it. That's great. Okay, let me just jump to some chat questions before we go for a bit of a summary of what we've actually changed. Okay. Would it have been easier to delete the old data collector altogether than deploy the new data collector? So we were talking about this yesterday when we were planning for this. So that is an option. The only problem is that there is a bucket that has all of my historical data in it, and that is part of the stack. So if I tried to delete that, it would delete all my historical data. If you don't care about your historical data, if you just want to do a fresh start, then Yury, correct me if I'm wrong, it might be just easier just to delete and then do it. But because I wanted to keep my history, we decided to...
Yeah, like there are a few things. First of all, if something failed and you don't want to waste time on investigating what failed, you can just delete those stacks. Yeah, so and delete stacks, deploy new ones. The only caveat there is that if like when you deploy it from scratch, we are using a new version in v3. We are using a different bucket name. So you will have with new version deployed also a new bucket where the data from new version will be stored. So only if you update this stack, you will have data keep being stored in your old bucket. So if you deploy it from scratch, you will get a new bucket with new data. Why it matters? Because if you have dashboards, Compute Optimizer, or Trusted Advisor, you would need to run update on them. So we can maybe, Steph, if you can share screen again, I will just show where to look for. So go back to our deployment guide on the left side.
I'm ranking, sorry.
Yeah, and on the left side, expand on dashboards. and update dashboard section. And scroll down. So it basically explains how to update dashboards, and then there is a expanding click here to see how. So that's what would you need to do. So basically, if your bucket S3 bucket changed, but you have dashboard which looks into different bucket, you need to run cid-cmd update with parameters force and recursive, and it will redeploy the dashboard, and it will ask you during the deployment again, hey, where do you want which S3 bucket you want to use for the dashboard.
Awesome. Okay. All right. We've only got a couple of minutes left, so I just want to make sure we cover what has actually changed. So if I go into my account collector stack and go onto my resources, one of the big things was the fact that it's moved from an SQS process to a step function process, right?
Correct.
So if I go into my step functions, previously you would run the accounts collector module, and then it would do kind of a bunch of, you get the data, put it through SQS and then through Lambda. Now we've moved to step functions. What was the big reason to change from SQS to step, Yury?
Yeah, it brought a couple of improvements. First improvement is that with SQS, we were sending each account in SQS topic, and then the process which actually pulled data through API was pulling this data and triggering a glue crawler. And with SQS, we didn't know when all accounts are processed. So then we were triggering this crawler too many times, basically. So now with step function, we have state machine, so it will trigger a crawler only when we completed processing of all the accounts. That's one reason. And then second, you see how nice it looks like. So you can now have a no, I'm not joking. It's just you can have a status of all the lambdas. You can click on state machine, and once they executed, because they executed on schedule as well, but once they executed, you see statuses. So you see basically very easy page, like very easy reporting page here. So it's much more, how to say, future proof for this architecture, because it also allows us to now to deal with things like API throttling in a better way. For example, for cost optimization hub, we need to make quite a lot of API calls, and it allows to with step functions, it allows to deal with that in a better way.
Amazing. And I've got to, it's organization. That's always funny. That's my data. You can tell that's funny. So organizations. I'm assuming that stations is the new one. March 4th. So go and check your data if you've done this, because you might have some duplicate information. So for example, organizations, make sure you're deleting. So I know I don't need the organization one. So I can now delete this. Okay, in the last 2 minutes, Yury, anything else you want to showcase with the new version of this? Otherwise, we will kind of wrap up there.
Yeah, I think we covered most of this, and the only thing which I want to say, it's like call for action. If you don't have this, deploy it. It's just a great way to collect data. We are going to expand this approach to more modules. We are going to build more dashboard based on data collected from these modules. So we see how it helps customers to optimize their infrastructure and get this optimization data lake set up and deployed in matter of, let's say, less than an hour. So like overall, we in less than 30 minutes we've done it. So deployment would take us even less time than update. It's
awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, it's gotten to that time where we're going to wrap up with a summary. So we're going to have Richard share his screen. This is a summary of the episode, which I have not seen, so it's always interesting to see what happens. So Richard, if you want to bring that up. So this is quite a nice way to kind of wrap the episode up. As always, it takes a minute to load. Okay, the summary. The optimization data collector team is releasing new features every few weeks. Yes, make sure you go and do an update today. Just follow the instructions and nothing will go wrong. Hopefully. I'm a big advocate of reading instructions. Like, people don't do it enough. And I say people, I mean myself. So do it. Once you see create complete, Exhale. I love that. That is where you relax. Awesome.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That is a great summary. Thank you so much. Okay, that is it from us today. Thank you so much, everybody, for watching. This has been really fun. I've really enjoyed this. Yuiry, gone?
There is one last thing, which I think is the most important part. I just want to call out to all folks who worked on this update, Eric, Yakov, Julio, and many others, because it wouldn't happen without their hard work. So just big kudos to whole team who stays behind.
Definitely. Thank you to everyone. And Eric was next time he'll come on. Next time he gets his speaker set, he can come on.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. Have a great rest of your week, and we will see you next time. See you then. Bye.
Bye-bye.